What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back, girl. Okay, whatever. We back again, okay, for another part of this Real Housewives of Potomac reunion season 6. This is part dos, okay? Let's just get into it, you guys. Listen. We're gonna try to have some more fun on this one, all right? Because you know they can be a mess, okay? I ain't even bother to read the comments because I just know it was gonna be some okay, and I'm just let y'all have y'all fun, all right? I said what I have to say. Y'all can say what y'all have to say. Just be respectful to one another. It is okay to disagree. It is okay to agree. It is okay to not like my opinion. Um, it's okay. It's okay. You're still going to be able to sleep at night. You're still going to be able to go out and function in the world, whether somebody agree with you or not, okay? I just want y'all to know that. It's all right. But anyway, we get up into this reunion part 2, and it's the continuation between Mia and Candace. Y'all already know how I felt about that whole situation. Listen, Mia, I do feel like you did bring your mama on here for a storyline, as well as a lot of people who bring other people on for a storyline too. You are no different, okay? And you know, she said she brought her mama on because her mama wanted to be like a voice and show, you know, what her struggles was or whatever. Candace was like, girl, quit lying because your mama looked uncomfortable and shit, whatever. Next thing you know, they going back and forth, back and forth. And I really couldn't understand it at one point. You know, I just know Mia said somebody needs to beat your ass and it ain't gonna be me. I said, then why you bring up somebody needs to beat her ass and you ain't gonna be the one to do it? Because if I say that, I'm being like, somebody needs to whoop your ass and bitch, it just might be me. That's what I say. But she said it ain't gonna be her, whatever. You know, so I mean, it is what it is. Then they start getting into, you know, once again, Candace and her mouth and the things that she says and how she says it and the body shaming and things of that such. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, call her out on the harshness of what she says. But at the same time, as I'm listening to the back and forth of what's going on, and I said this at the end of last week's review, it's a lot of contradictions that's going on here, okay? It's a lot of hypocrisy that's going on because on one hand, you got Giselle saying if Mia would have popped her for throwing that lettuce at her, it is what it is. You know, she would have let it happen. On another hand, it's like you're pissed off that she supposedly went low by saying the yo mama comment, but y'all not mad at her for Mia for saying what she said to Candace to get her there. And I do believe what Candace said in a certain sense that she don't, some of the times from what I can remember, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm allowing y'all to, if you have the evidence or whatever and you know, put it down in the comments. But most of the time, she don't always come out and say stuff first. She do come back, and then when she come back hard as shit. Sometimes she come back a little bit too goddamn hard, and I feel like that's what they were trying to say. Like, you know, yo reads and stuff don't, you know, mix the crime. Okay, it don't match the crime. But in this situation, I had absolutely no problem with what was said, and I will continue to say that, okay? Like, you talk about my stuff, and I'm gonna talk about your shit. I'm going for the fucking jugular, okay? That's just basically all it is. And y'all can call me no class or whatever, but if you hurt my feelings, bitch, I'm gonna make sure I hurt yours. And I feel like that's what Candace was doing. But we also have to acknowledge the fact that sometimes Candace does go too hard. Sometimes Candace does say a lot of stuff that, you know, can warrant for somebody to get pissed off at her to the fact that they want to put hands on her, okay? And that's why I always say, I hope that she can put this stuff out and be able to back it up if somebody want to put hands on her. No, we should not be wanting to put hands on anybody. We should not let words want to make us hit somebody, hit that person or whatever, resort to violence in any type of way. But we are imperfect, and we know that words do hurt, and we know that everybody don't have that self-constraint, okay? Not everybody is going to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And so one day, I feel like Candace going to meet that match that's just going to tell her, boop, and it ain't going to be a Monique. And as I'm watching this whole situation, and some of y'all can get mad if you want to, but I'm just going to put it out here. Especially listening to what just went on right now, you know, a lot of the stuff is contradictory and hypocritical of what they saying, you know, compared to what happened at the reunion last year and how people was acting on the season last year. Oh, it was such a big thing, but, you know, it was very hypocritical, and it just made me feel like, you know, y'all just wanted Monique off the show. And if that's the case, Just say that, and I'll be perfectly fine with it. You didn't want the bitch on the show. You ain't have to have her on the show, whatever. And you did what you had to do to get her off the show. But we also have to remember that, Monique put herself in this situation to get herself off the show. And she claimed that she got off the show on her own. So, I see a lot of sides. I see a lot of things going by. I got to acknowledge every point, okay? But I do see a lot of hypocritical things that's being said because y'all was champion for Candace last season. Now is her mouth too much. Her mouth too much. Her mouth was the same as it was last season too, but it wasn't too much. But because they got into that little altercation or whatever, Monique fucked up and put her hands on her. All of a sudden it was woe is Candace in that situation. Now it's her mouth is too much in this situation. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, if that's what y'all want to go on, we gonna keep on going on this train. Andy get involved, and a lot of the hypocritical stuff comes from Andy because Andy, how are you trying to come down on this girl? And y'all know I'm not even a Candace fan like that, okay? I wouldn't even call myself a Candace fan at all. I just don't like when people are just getting ranged up on unnecessarily when you're not doing it fair across the board. You're saying one thing at one point and then you're saying another thing on another show. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the Married to Medicine, the other housewives, some type of housewives, okay? He let them get away with a lot of stuff. And he be sitting there kikiing and all that stuff with them. But now all of a sudden you want to crack down. You want to crack down. Like, no, if we're going to call out stuff, we need to call out stuff fairly on each platform, on each show, okay? That's all I'm going to say. And is this taking up for Candace per se? A little bit, but also acknowledging the fact that, yes, Candace, you do need to take accountability, okay? You do need to understand that your words can hurt and your words can provoke, okay? Bitch, when they got through and she sat down, she said, yeah, I know I can be a bitch. I know my words are harsh. I said, well, at least you know that, girl. Listen, let me just say this, Candace, okay? Now, see, I was not going to say nothing because I didn't even see it up close, okay? Now, I didn't appreciate them trying to say that your wig looked like, Jada Pinkett wig up in thing, but I just wish that they would have took some of them baby hairs just a little bit. That's the only thing that truly was bothering me when you were sitting down in that cat chair and I was looking at it. I said, girl, what? Okay, that was it. Other than that, do you, okay? And then they was talking about the body shaming situation, okay? And like they said, and Candy said, or everybody else said, well, some of them was trying to refute that, but when you think about it, we can't necessarily get pissed off just at her calling Ashley Big Forehead, talking about Mia's feet, even though that's crossing the line because, we're living in a sensitive time and, Mia want to equate it to, being a little transphobic or whatever. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that, okay? Excuse me, because I seen her tweet stuff like that. But also, everybody has body shamed on this show. Everybody has body shamed throughout the whole franchise of the Real Housewives, okay? And if we want to hold one to the fire, we have to hold everybody to the fire. Baby, they brought up, when Candace, listen, they was talking about Candace and her words and her mouth and, provoking people and all this stuff. And then Candace hit back at Giselle with, you brought Robin up there to Ashley restaurant about to fight that bitch. And I said, well, you know what, Candace, that's a point for you because that's one of the same things that we've been saying since last season. Like, girl, that is exactly what you did. She got your ass on that one, Giselle. Okay, she got your ass on that one because that was what it was. And then here go Robin. At that moment, I just saw red. You're not, that don't make it an excuse, okay? That don't make it any better. It is what it is. It happened. Please acknowledge that. Moving on from that, what else was talking about in this? They had a scholar up there talking about Mia, why do she, they say that she at classes, but yet it's a scholar that be doing this or whatever. She was like, no, she's a classic in a sense, classist in a sense that she's always talking about the money that she has and the business that she has. And I said, damn, it didn't take 2 + 2 = 4 to put that together. As the reason why she was saying that, because every time Mia said something, that is what she's talking about. She's talking about, well, I ain't got this and I ain't got that and I got time to do this because I got this type of money and I own this type of business and I do this and I got 14 locations. That's what she does, okay? I got $500,000 on, and it's tired. It's tired just like last season was tired when Wendy kept on talking about her 4 goddamn degrees, okay? And that bitch got humble real quick in this season. You see she ain't bringing up them degrees, okay? She done put them degrees on the backboard and said, let me get get some candles, okay, with one wick, bitch, okay, for $45 plus shipping and handling. Girl, you got me fucked up, Wendy. But anyway, I'm too cheap for this. Y'all too half of my blood, okay? Y'all too goddamn half of my blood. But anyway, I'm a frugal bitch, okay? What else they was talking about? Mia and her social media stuff. Now, first, you say it's you, okay? You have to admit that you was doing a little much. Then you say you have a social media manager that, she does your account. And they had to call her ass out like, girl, so your social media person is the one that's waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning tweeting all this stuff that sound like it's coming from you, okay? She ain't even on the show, so how she know something about townhouses and all this other stuff? Granted, the person could have did their research on the show and all that. But they had her ass right. They got her right. You lying. That's you, okay? I'm never going to say anything else. No, you're not. You're not. You are, okay? Baby, they had a scholar on here for 2 seconds and told her, thank you for your services. We'll see you next season. I said, wait a minute. That's it for a scholar. Get off my phone. I said, really? Oh, that's cute. She got a little check just to show up for 15 minutes. I guess. I wish I could. Shit. So, after that, we get into the whole Karen and Giselle situation. And, they brought up the whole thing with Karen. Bitch, let's just put it out there. Karen is full of shit, okay? I don't care if you like the lady. I think she's funny to a certain extent, but I can also call out that bitch is a liar, okay? She's a liar, she's a liar, she's a liar, she's a liar, all right? And sometimes when she get clocked, she be about to lie, but she can't think of one that's good enough for the lie, okay? So she just got to go ahead and say, okay, I did say that. I got to own up to it. Okay, because you was about to lie. You was about to lie, and we all know you were, okay? But they get into the Giselle and what's her name? Karen situation, okay? And when she said the whole thing about, you was a broke hoe from Hampton, Karen said, there go that whole word again. I said, girl, shush. They still kind of hot at you, okay? So you just be quiet for the moment, okay? Let them go at it and let them cool down from you, because as soon as they got talked about Karen and Giselle going back and forth at each other, they brought up, you see the difference? You see the difference? Between what happened between me and her and then how you do it? Girl, this ain't anyway. But at this point, Karen said, I want to apologize to Hampton for saying that. But at the same time, she was a broke hoe, with a hot box, okay? And they was like, what's a hot box? She was like, that's what I got off the blogs, okay? That's what I got off the internet. That's what they say. Girl, that was like, she got that same information implying that she got an STD, okay? She got that same information from the same blogs that said the rumors or whatever about Eddie. And then, somebody, I think Robin was like, you see how she didn't get upset about it? You see how she just let it go? Wendy said, you need to be quiet. And didn't you just say you shouldn't police another person's response to something? I said, damn, you clocked her with her own words, because yes, you did say that, okay? So, hush, okay? Moving on from that, that whole situation about the Ray wishing death and all that stuff. Karen said, now after I done watched the season, I realized that you didn't say that and you didn't mean that. I said, wait a minute, Karen. Now, see, bitch, this is what we was telling you this whole season, okay? She was like, now, if I would have said something about your daddy would be 6 feet under before he see you married or some shit like that, I said, now, girl, what? Giselle said I wouldn't have took offense to it or think that, you was wishing death on my father by saying that. See, that's the difference. I said, now, Karen, girl, you gotta stop, okay? This whole, that part of the storyline for Real Housewives of Potomac, I felt like it was really fake, okay? Just for, screen time or whatever, or storyline. Because, what? Till this day, what, Karen? Okay? She did not wish death on that man. And then, like Giselle said, if you had an issue, why didn't you bring it up season 3, season 4, season 5? Okay, why did you wait till season 6? Oh, it's because my daughter, she didn't like you or whatever, and she didn't want me to say nothing, but she said I could say something now. I said, girl, this something along the same excuse that you said that your kids was young when it happened. Your son is damn near 30 years old, okay? Which means your daughter probably a couple of years younger than that. They old enough, okay? Stop it. She said that shit like they was 12 years old and 10. No, all right? Then we get into the whole situation. I don't even know how. Somebody asked the question about, what's the difference between, Jamal, Karen spreading rumors or saying stuff about, Jamal, and Giselle spreading stuff about, Eddie. Wendy said the difference is Karen actually said some facts. I mean, I guess if you want to put it that way, but Giselle was spreading rumors, okay, about stuff. She was like, I was not spreading anything. You were going from person to person. So that entails spreading, okay, because you did not come to the source. You did not come to who the subject of the rumor was about to dead the thing and to say, hey, this is out there. I'm just letting you know. That's it. Because you should have only brought it to one person and one person only. But you brought it to multiple people before you got to the main person that it should have been to, And so that's what she's talking about. And next thing you know, we start talking about the whole situation of my daughter, you disrespecting my daughter by looking at her crazy. And I said, what? Giselle, what are you talking about? So they replayed the clip, and it was when Grace came down there to move Candace's car at Giselle's little reasonably shady event, okay? And Whitney was just looking like this. And probably if her face was scrunched up, you have to remember they was outside in the sun. But I didn't see that. And when I first watched it, and I'm not making excuses, I didn't see Wendy looking at the girl crazy. Now, I was expecting to see her going like this. Wendy was just sitting there like this. Like everybody else was. And Wendy said, okay, well, since you want to say that, let me apologize. I'm going to say this right here. Grace, I apologize, but can you do the same thing to Cardi and Cruz when you see them? No, you can't, because you're such a liar. You're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. I said, y'all got to shut up, okay? Y'all got to shut up at this point. Andy had to interject, okay? Let it go, okay? Let it go. Then we get on to the whole relationship between, Karen and Giselle. Even though they've been through their stuff, they was able to make up. And, Karen showing that she actually cared about Giselle by actually acknowledging her daughters when she saw them. And blue, 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 blue. They had this, oh my God, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry because it makes me so emotional about the fact that you actually really do care about me. And it just goes to show how deep our relationship really is. I mean, we go shade each other, but we still gonna be here. Okay, can we get a hug? I'm sitting here like this. Fake. But they was 100% correct. They're gonna be shading each other next season. So it is what it is. And I ain't reading too much into that shit. Y'all, whatever. Okay, so we get on Ashley. Y'all, I don't. Okay, let me not do that. Let me not. I just don't care about this girl at all. I'm sorry. Baby, your kid's doing good. You didn't have to go through postpartum. Her other kid helped her through that. She eating the placenta. Okay, she eating the placenta. All right, she done fried that shit up. We ain't have to see how that stuff was done. All right, it was cool. It was whatever. They get onto the whole situation of the body shaming and, girl, First of all, they asked, why the hell is Michael doing movies, okay? And then Wendy said, what type of movies is he doing? And then they skipped over her comment, okay? Ashley didn't even answer it. Girl, she was like, because then somebody had asked the question, is he trying to get into porn or something? And then that's why, Wendy was like, see, that's why I asked the question. Here go Ashley. I didn't even think of that. I said, now you mean to tell me this whole time you weren't thinking that? Girl, we all thought it at one point, okay? We just didn't say it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, it kind of fits him. Okay, it kind of fits him, mind you. They was just asking about your sex life, if it's back on track or whatever. And she was like, yeah, Giselle want to know if you're doing girls too. She was like, I mean, we get now. I said, wait a minute, I need to know all that, okay? For me, it's just like some people just don't. Okay, I'm not going to do that because some people probably going to be like, bitch, we don't want to imagine you too. I don't want you to imagine me, okay? But when you bring it up, I just don't want to imagine certain people just doing it or whatever. And it's not that they bad looking or whatever. It just feel like they probably will be boring or they'll just be making ugly sounds or ugly faces while they doing it. And I just don't like that. Don't ruin it for me. Anyway, moving on from that. They get into the body shaming situation and, why Candace always saying something about her forehead, why she shamed her, calling her a wide back. And Giselle said she had an issue with that too. And when we first initially had it, I had an issue with it too because she had just had a baby. And that is the only reason why I had an issue with it, okay? Let me be clear, because since we're talking about, the way Candace be talking, and I have said, she can be harsh. she can be vile at times. I had no problem with the yo mama joke or whatever, but I did have somewhat of a little issue with the fact that she called Ashley White back at the time that she called her that, because Ashley literally just had a baby, you know, so she was still going through the postpartum things of having a baby not too long after that, you know, for her to be calling her and talking about her size or whatever. And you know, she was like, well, when she have a baby or whatever, when Ashley said, hey Bob, stop your Bob from weaving, I said, Candace said, I don't know, the shit was funny to me. I don't know, I'm just in a goofy mood right now, okay, y'all. Anyway, she was like, you gonna regret it. I mean, you gonna understand and gonna come back saying you apologize to me when you have a baby. Because somebody asked, was she jealous? Was she jealous that she had a baby and all this stuff? I said, ain't nobody jealous of Ashley. She ain't the only mother up there that got kids or whatever. Girl, nah, ain't nobody. Girl, jealousy is not it. Jealousy is not. Y'all have to stop saying that everybody is jealous of everybody that don't like a certain person. Some people just don't like people just because they don't like people and they don't match, okay? And that's perfectly fine, all right? Jealousy is not always the answer. I mean, sometimes it is, but not always. In this case, do I feel like, no. No, I don't feel like Ashley is jealous of Candace, and I don't feel like Candace is jealous than Ashley. And y'all may say I'm a little bit naive or, you know, whatever. But, hey, I just think that they genuinely don't like each other at this point, okay? That's what I feel. And some people just ain't meant to be in each other's space. And that's basically what it is, okay? Because Candace showed us said, I would never come back to you to tell you anything if I have a baby to understand nothing, okay? And I believe that that's the truth. I would, bitch. If I'm having a hard time, I'm not going to come to you and be like, oh, girl, I'm so sorry. You were so right. I ain't mean to make fun of you and do all this stuff. No, I'm not finna do that. First of all, my ego and my pride won't let me, okay? Second of all, why the fuck I need to tell you anything? Moving on from that, girl, she was like, what's talking about body? You always talking about body shaming. I am a black woman, and you up here always talking about how dry my hair is. And you know, because you are a lighter skin and you get away with this and your light curls and all of this. I said, oh no. So we finna bring the colorism into this whole situation. Here go Ashley. Let's address this colorism right here, right now. I said, let's address it. Let's address it, ma'am. Okay, because I didn't even think about it that way. And now that I'm sitting here, you know, do y'all take offense to a lighter person talking about a darker skinned person's hair texture in that way, you know, calling it dry? Because listen, I had dry hair too, okay? And I don't like when black people talk about other black folks' hair in a sense of, you know, saying that it's nappy or, you know, stuff like that. Even though we used to say that as kids and stuff, you know, we so sensitive these days or whatever, and everything is all colorist and this and that. Do y'all think that that's what it was on that time? And I do feel like Ashley do get away with some of the stuff, okay? You know, but I also feel like, you know, Ashley has been getting called out in previous seasons on a lot of the stuff that she had been doing. Because prior to Candace coming on, oh, bitch, nobody could stand Ashley ass. Ashley got it all the time. Like, all the goddamn time, okay? And I was one of the main ones that was giving it to that bitch. And I'm still in because I don't like her, okay? Something about her just rubs me a little wrong, all right? I don't listen, I don't care for her. Let me not say like, I don't care for her, okay? She's messy as hell, all right? It is what it is. I said, well, let's bring this subject on, okay? Let's bring it on. So then they go into the colorism shit. You know, basically trying to make it seem like, you know, Candace bring this up or whatever. Just because other people said and all this stuff just to excuse. I don't know, okay? But let's fast forward, okay? Let's fast forward to what Wendy said, because Wendy did just like this. So Ashley, my question to you is, you know, do you feel that there is, you know, colorism within the group, you know, and if you feel that it's being said outside in the world, because there are, you know, colorism, there is colorism factors and stuff that goes on, do you feel that it's in the group too? I said, bitch. Wendy said. I was like, all right, come on, answer the question, because Ashley just said that, you know, I do understand that me being lighter skinned, there is a privilege, okay? There is light skin and white privilege or whatever. But yet you answered the question and said that there is no colorism within the group and you don't feel that way. And I'm sitting here like, how? I was with Wendy like, if it's out there in the world, so you mean to tell me that this whole group escaped it? How? When that's all that people have been saying. And people ain't just saying it because they just want to make one person look worse than the other. No, we're saying it because we see it. And it's happening. Okay, you can't sit here and tell me that you sat and you rewatched this whole season with us and you didn't see what at least one of the things that people were saying. Okay, like girl, it was a mess. It was a mess. And then she gets on this. Well, you called me a slave. You called me a slave. Now let me tell you something, Candace. Okay, bitch. This shit is funny to me. I don't know why. What is going on? And I ain't even high, y'all. Okay, I am completely sober. What is happening? Because it is a mess. Candy said, "Girl, I ain't calling you no slave. What are you talking about?" Everybody else was like, "Yeah, you did call her a slave. Remember?" And here go Robin. Robin ain't got no storyline at this point. Ain't nobody asking her opinion on anything. She is just there for reference, okay? Because all of a sudden she said, "Remember when we was at the dinner and then you said the whole thing about the slave driver and all that stuff?" She was like, "I don't remember that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. They played the clip. I didn't say that." She said, "Listen, that is your fault that you went looking and digging for a tweet in response to what your husband said to my husband." Okay, and I said, "Hold up, Candace. Ma'am, you called that lady a slave driver. Okay, you called that lady's husband a slave driver." And Ashley said, "So what, am I the slave?" You said, "Ah." You called her husband an overseer in that tweet, okay? Mind you, you're married to a white man too, okay? You're married to a white man too, and he working for free, okay? Listen, I'm just, girl, I said, Candace, you said it, okay? You said it. It's fucked up. But it's okay, a bit that you said it, all right? Both of y'all trading barbs and, y'all want to do this colorism stuff, whatever. It's on both sides. But it's more prevalent. Like, we see the stuff. If you want to call it colorism, we see it, okay? Like, girl, you said the shit. And at one point, Candace was about to start crying. "I am not going to give you these tears." I said, Lord Jesus, in both parts. We are only on part 2, and Candace has teared up twice. Now, one, I understand, okay? This second one, I said, girl, let it the fuck go, okay? They brought up the fact that Candace probably feel the same a way about her because she did that thing with Monique. All right, filed that statement for Monique because even Andy was like, y'all was out in New York and y'all was kicking it or whatever. She was like, Ashley can be a fun girl. Okay, she can be a fun girl. I'm not denying that, but it's just some things that I can't forgive people for, and there's some things that she's done to me that I cannot forgive. What have I done to you? What have I done to you? Here comes Andy. You did provide the statement to Monique. I said, Andy. She was talking to her. I didn't need you to interject, but Andy said, we're going to get this truth out, okay? We're going to get this truth out. And the truth of the matter is, that's exactly why Candace don't fuck with her like that. And she basically said, you still interacting with this person, and so therefore, I don't like it. She don't like it that, Karen is interacting with her too, but see, she didn't write a statement or anything to try to, legally hurt her. And here go, Ashley. Well, I didn't think the shit was gonna hurt you, okay? I said, well, what did you expect? You thought she was gonna be all to the good? Bitch, I would have felt some type of way, but I wouldn't have let it. I would have been like, oh, okay, that's how it is. I see it. I would have understood the shit. But then again, I would have just said, fuck you, and kept it moving. And at this point, Candace again is about to start crying. Because, that really, I said, girl, can you move on from this? No. I don't know. I said, Candace ain't finna move on from that. And truth be told, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't, and I wouldn't expect her to. That do seem like it. I understand her. I understand her, especially, y'all have to remember, and the fact that they are at the place that they are at now, when Ashley was the one that brought Candace onto the show, didn't she bring her on the show? And they was both pageant girls and all that, and now they can't stand each other. Girl, it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't want to do reality TV with people I know. Okay, do it with strangers so I can hate them when I get through, and I ain't got no obligation to them later. There you go. So then we get into Karen. Oh, no, not her. Not her, okay? Not Miss Karen. We get up into Miss Wendy, girl. We get into Happy and Ness, okay? Listen. So she got asked, girl, by somebody that said, hey, Miss Wendy, I want to know exactly all the work that you had done because I'm thinking about getting it done to myself, too. Y'all really be looking at people and be like, oh, you got this work done, so I want to get it done, too? Okay. Wendy said, listen, here, girl. So basically, I got my boobs lift because, you know, they was a little saggy because of breastfeeding. And then I got implanted, okay? And then I got liposuction from my stomach and put in my ass and got a BBL. I said, bitch, we already knew you had a BBL and you didn't want to put it out there on the show. That's why they was calling your ass out about it. But she said, you know what? The reason why I didn't really want to say nothing like that was because, you know, it's a lot of girls out here getting BBLs these days, but they going to messed up places and dying from it. I said, okay, but still. We asked all the stuff that you had done, okay, and you could have did it on the show. That's what I'm saying. But moving on from that, you know, they get into this Zen Win. Who gave you that? Zen Win is not a self-proclaimed name, okay? Actually, Eddie gave it to me, you know, because we was all like, wasn't nothing Zen about your ass, okay? Especially when you was doing that shit to Mia, all right? I was like, now, girl, I was here for the new body, all right? Y'all already knew, okay? I said, even though them boobs do look a little hard, they don't look as soft as they and supple as they, maybe they were still healing, okay? I'm just saying, you know, but you look good, girl, you look good. But I'm just saying, y'all said it too, okay? But at the same time, I was like, go ahead with your bad self. But then all of a sudden we Zen Win and you telling me a TikTok, bitch. I said, wait a minute. Now see, we didn't even know me for 2 seconds and you came at that hoe, okay? You came at that lady so hard and I was really confused, okay? Truth be told, girl, it wasn't no excuse. She was like, girl, I was the same way last season. You know, I ain't go as hard as I did on Ashley like I did Ashley. Babe was like, but bitch, when you went at Ashley, you was telling Ashley, listen, you the professor. Don't come for me, okay? Because people like you call me Professor Wendy. I was like, that is true. You did say that, girl. So what's your excuse? Girl, let's just move on. I said, this footage be catching y'all asses up, okay? They be catching y'all asses up. It be so anyway, moving on. You know, so they get into the whole situation with, damn. Let's talk about Robin, okay? About them calling, you know, saying that she changed and, you know, she went from this home essential line, from the professor to the home essential line, and, you know, how her personality changed and all this changed. Well, Robin basically tried to sum it up as, listen, all I was trying to say was, you know, I didn't mind you having the clothes that you had. I was just saying that you changed a little bit, you know, personality wise, whatever. You wasn't the same person that we first saw. And I'm like, that's okay. So who cares? All right. But Wendy whole thing is, if you felt that way, you come to me as a friend. If you were my friend and you be like, oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, y'all, if y'all heard that. That's rude. That's nasty. And so she was like, you come to me and you be like, hey, girl, you changed a little bit, huh? I would have accepted that, okay? So I get it. You know, people sensitive. And unfortunately, we do live into a sensitive place or whatever. So you got to be careful what you say to people, in words and tone and action means things, okay? Because Robin, that's not what she was trying to convey, all right? And it's okay to ask and wonder about your friend. If everything is okay, you pull them to the side. And then you bring up the whole thing about, yeah, I did ask you that. That's why we talked to you at Williamsburg at that dinner. That wasn't the time nor the place, okay? That's sensitive. You brought that up in front of everybody after you've been talking about it for multiple times, okay? Making it a big deal. And then you kept talking about it afterwards, all right? So therefore, no, I'm not going to take it the way that you said, that you claim it meant, all right? And then you called her loose and you called her no substance. And then she was like, I wasn't saying loose like you a hoe or something like that. I'm saying loose like, you know, you're free and all this stuff. No, girl. No, girl. That's not what you were saying it like, okay? We get to the reunion and we want to start lying when the clips are right there, okay? Play the clip back. We ain't hear that in your tone saying, oh my God, you're so loose, like you're so free. That's not what your tone was saying, okay? In that heated moment, you wasn't saying it like that. And then to say she lacks substance, saying loose and lack substance in the same thing, that don't mean, oh, you're free, but you're lacking substance. No, that's not what it's mean. I'm not going to take that positively, okay? You know, and like Wendy said, anytime you say something loose on a woman, most likely they're talking about their private area and them being ran through. Okay, let's not, and let's say, all right, you know, and so, they get on that, and girl, I don't even know if they said anything else, but if y'all did, put it down in the comments. I did kind of just don't blame me, okay? It's kind of hot up in here all of a sudden. I gotta go turn the heat down. But anyway, listen, They was like, girl, so how did you become from a professor to to Home Essential and want to do candles? She was like, this is something that I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and the candle's gonna be out by the time this is airing, okay? And somebody said, would it make sense that you would have put the candles out as soon as that episode aired about you wanting to put the candles out? You know, because you can promote it. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, you know, she took that in stride. See, that's how you give constructive criticism. All right, she took it in stride. She said, yeah, you know what, you're probably right. You know, I'm still learning on this thing. Maybe once I put something else out, that'll be what it is, okay? And so they started talking about it's the war of the candles. Karen, was it shady that she did that? Now, I thought it was shady at first, up until somebody did post that clip that they showed on the show that Karen did say she was going to bring out some candles. So, okay, cool. You know, and then Mia, she put her candles out, you know, being shady, and she even said it as revenge, whatever. So it is what it is. And, you know, Miss Wendy said, well, I'm going to one up everybody. And her candle line now has, what, 5 and 7 wick. I said, oh, okay, cool. I don't know why this reunion is making me laugh so much, but these ladies are crazy. So, they also asked Wendy, do she rehearse her reads? She basically, and I can sum it up, she said no. Truth be told, I believe she do. Okay, I believe she do. But she said if I can sit on panels and get at politicians and stuff like that on CNN, what makes you think that I can't come off the top of my dome? I said, girl, because you probably don't. But anyway, moving on from that, I'm going to let Wendy slide on that. Because then we get into the whole thing that I've been wanting to get on. I want Wendy to get on Giselle's ass, okay? And Wendy had Giselle stumbling a little bit, all right? Talking about these Eddie's rumors and all this stuff, okay? So they get to talking about the blogs or whatever that the rumor was on, all right? And, you know, they did play the package, okay, about Giselle saying maybe this is her compensating for the rumors as to the reason why she was getting her body done. Wendy was sitting there like, there it is, why the package was going, okay? But then, so, you know, they was like, Andy said, so after that, who all heard the rumor? And Robin raised her hand, and you know, Karen said she heard the rumor, and Candace was like, I had never heard the rumor a day in my life, okay? And so at this point, Wendy said, they was like, this is the same blog that said the stuff about, you know, Giselle's body, you know, having an STD or whatever. And they was like, so what was the issue? And Wendy was like, this is the point. The point is, because Robin kept on saying it was a rumor that we knew that wasn't true or anything like that. And this has been my point since day one. If you know something is not true, why are you bringing it up as, if you know it's not true and you know it's not credible, there was no need to even bring it up in the same in the same breath. And if you did want to bring it up, you text it to her and you let that go. Okay, you didn't have to bring it onto the show. It was being messy. Okay, and that's why I just can't, you know, like give Gisele a pass and say she was trying to be a friend. No, she was being messy because she's done things like this in the past. Okay. Meanwhile, Wendy said this is a blog that only probably hundreds of people saw, but then you brought this whole thing onto a platform that hundreds of thousands, I'm gonna give her hundreds of thousands, maybe a million, a little bit over that has seen. A hell of a lot more people have seen. And you know, why would you do that? So you're breathing life into it. Even Andy said you're breathing life into it. Girl, Gisele said the reason why I did that was, you know, because I've done with stuff in the past, you know, rumors and stuff. Ashley's dealt with it, and I'm just trying to see how she gonna deal. And then Andy had to stop her. Oh, excuse me. Andy had to stop her. She was like, so why did you bring it up? Okay. Like, they was like, did you ever feel like she said that she thought that it was true? No. She was like, I never felt that it was true. I never said that it was true. Okay. But she was like, I don't believe the rumor. But then in the package that they just showed, you just literally said that you felt that I had the plastic surgery as to way to compensate for the rumor. That is rooted in misogyny, okay? Making it seem as though in order for me to keep a man, I had to have plastic surgery. You had a tummy tuck, and yet your ass couldn't keep Jamal. I said, bitch. Here we go. At this point, we're just going to have to accept the fact that they just going to keep on coming at Gisele for Jamal because it's an easy read, but it's getting tired. But I laugh because Gisele sat there like this. Everybody was like, wait a minute. This reunion, girl, let me get off of here. Okay, that was part 2. Surprisingly, I'm being entertained first and second part. I don't know why, but surprisingly, and we got 2 more parts to go. Girl, y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.